status quo isn't working. His plan is leading to jobs leaving this country. In fact, under this Prime Minister, foreign investors are rushing for the exits. Foreign direct investment is down 56% on his watch. And today's job losses are the worst since the 2008 financial crisis. So again, with all signs pointing to an economic downturn, why did this Prime Minister fail to mention any of that in his speech from the throne?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
From the throne, we recognize the challenges facing workers in our resource sector with the lower prices on international commodities. There have been some very difficult times for workers, particularly in the prairies. That is why, after many years of trying and failing by previous governments, we are moving forward on building the Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion. There are shovels in the ground. There are thousands of Canadians newly hired to make sure that we can get our energy resources to new markets responsibly and sustainably.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister is going to spend the next few weeks and months trying to blame everything else except for his failure for the challenges facing this economy. Other countries are increasing their investments in natural resource development. In fact, the United States has gone from a net consumer to a net exporter of energy. So there's clearly countries around the world that are getting it right. He's getting it wrong. The Montreal Economic Institute has stated that people are giving up on Canada as a safe place to invest in natural resources. It's seen as a very hostile environment now. Why does the Prime Minister continue with this failed approach?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
The failed approach is choosing to do less to fight climate change, choosing to do less to listen to Indigenous communities and work with other communities to get things done. That approach of blaming foreign activists didn't get pipelines built during their time in office. What we are doing now is actually getting our resources to new markets with shovels in the ground right now. We also drew in the largest private sector investment in Canadian history with the $40 billion LNG Canada investment, and we're going to keep working on bringing in investment to create good jobs for Canadians right across the country.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Well, Mr. Speaker, deep cracks are showing in Confederation, and the Prime Minister has divided this country like it has never been before. But he has managed to unite provincial premiers around one thing: their opposition to his failed approach on Bill C-69. So will the Prime Minister listen to the voices of our premiers, all regions of this country, and commit to overhauling his approach on C-69?
The Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, as we move forward on C-69, we adopted many of the proposals put forward by industry, by various parties to improve and amend that proposition. We are looking forward to working with all concerned partners on ensuring its proper implementation and making improvements if necessary. But we recognize that the current approach of SIA 2012 is not working. If you look at the Springbank Dam in Calgary, if you look at the Lake Winnipeg outlet that are delayed under the previous process, C-69 will help in moving forward concretely.
The Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, recently the Liberal government voted for an anti-Israel resolution at the United Nations. The Prime Minister's hand-picked ambassador to the UN even went so far as to brag that the vote showed, quote, Canada has found its voice by opposing the only democracy in the Middle East. Can the Prime Minister tell the House what his ambassador meant by that?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Strong friend to Israel. We maintain our opposition to the singling out of Israel unfairly at the United Nations and have voted against the vast majority of these Israel-related votes. Canada is committed to the goal of comprehensive, just, and lasting peace in the Middle East, including the creation of a Palestinian state living side by side in peace and security with Israel. In keeping with Canada's long-standing position, it's important at this time to restate our commitment to a two-state solution and the equal rights and self-determinations of peoples.